Hey guys, how's it going? Right now I just got off the water. I'm back at where I keep my boat, and I'm actually changing my gear lube right now, and right now it's draining, so I figured I'd shoot a little video on basically just breaking down the catches I've been posting on Facebook. For you guys that have been watching my videos, a lot of my catches have been coming on the Z-Man chatterbait. I've been throwing a 1/2 ounce chartreuse white skirt, and I use a Zoom fluke as my trailer. And if you notice, I try to only hook it through so far. I don't run it all the way up there, because I get more, the more I have hanging off, the more vibration, the more action this is going to have. And I think having it hang off longer also allows this to kick into gear on the vibration the second I start cranking it too. So, but basically I was throwing this in shallow water, you know, probably I've been fishing a foot deep a lot lately, just because it's the pre-spawn or spawn, pre-spawn. They're in all phases. A lot have already spawned, but I was burning across lily pads, and I was doing short cast basically around grass and everything, just flipping into pockets and reeling out, and that's how I've been catching them. But my bigger ones came, you know, I make a longer cast with that thing when I'm bringing it across a whole flat, and you got lily pads that aren't fully grown yet, so they're under the water, and the fish, they're around in there in the grass and everything, but burning it across the top of those pads, those fish, they would, I mean, that one I had tracked it for 15 feet before she hit it. But some of the other fish catches today, I wanted to try some stuff on the main lake. I'm a main lake guy. I like to fish. I don't fish in the creeks a lot. I get a lot bigger fish, I think, on the main lake, main bodies of water. And so I went and fished a flat this morning that I knew had less current, but it was on an outside swing. I was looking for an area where they would be spawning. I'd have pre-spawn, post-spawn. I'd have all stages of the fish. And so basically I was just I found that area, and it's just had a bunch of cedar trees and docks, as you can see from the video. And I'm just casting around in there and just trying to bang off of stuff, bang off of stumps, bang off a rock. And that's how I was triggering my strikes, just slow rolling it on the bottom. Just, I mean, when you think you're reeling it slow enough, slow it down even more. And that's usually when I'd get my hit. They would load up on it. They weren't really knocking the fire out of it. They were just loading up on it. And I'm gonna get into another little part of my video right here. If you've been watching my videos, you know I've been catching a fish and then throwing my bait to the side, saying the secret bait. Well, I'm gonna reveal it today, my setup for what I've been doing when I'm flipping into cover fishing slow. But I've been throwing the Gary Yamamoto creature bait and green pumpkin. But the way I rig this is I take a shaky head with a screw, and this is a Dave's Tournament tackle, little shaky head, 1/2 ounce. And what I do is, most people are going to rig it this way with the back. I like to rig it with the skirt first as the head down. So all I do is I screw that on there, and sometimes it takes a minute. Sometimes my hands start getting sweaty and the bait starts to sweat on me too. But I really like this technique. It's, you know, a lot of people throw a shaky head worm and things like that, but I don't know, this just seems to get me those smaller bites, but it also gets me a lot bigger bites too. And basically I screw it on, and then I just go through and Texpose it. And what I like about it is these arms, instead of flaring in a linear line as if you were to rig it the way it's supposed to be rigged, rigging it backwards, it allows these to flare out. And what that does is, with everything flaring out, it pushes more water, and it also makes it sink slower. It slows the descent of the bait. And if you want a faster descent, if you want it to sink faster, you can just take a couple of these little frilly little skirts, and what I'll do is I'll tear a couple off right in front of where I tie the eye, and that'll let it have less drag in the water and let it sink at a faster pace. So that's one reason I like this. But if you look at it, that is a very compact bait. It's almost though like I fish it just like a jig. So basically it's basically a finesse jig. And I mean if I'm not getting bit on this, I know it's gonna be a tough day. I catch fish on this this is like my go-to when I'm not getting bit. Anywhere I've been, I've been West Virginia, Oklahoma, South Carolina, anywhere I go. And that right there, guys, that is my go-to basically when fishing gets tough. And it's, like I said again, it's finesse, but you can also power fish it. You can up the weight, you can down the weight, but it's like a compact, it's like its own compact jig without a big jig profile, I guess you could say. So it's medium profile, finesse, but also pretty power. And that is the secret bait right there. So hope you guys enjoy this video. Give it a like, give me a follow. I appreciate all the support from you guys. It means a lot to me. I love doing this content. I'm going to continue to do more. So if you like it, just give me a follow at Fiore's Fishing Fiore's Fishing on Facebook, Instagram. Also, I have a YouTube channel now, and I'm posting out pumping out a lot of content. Go check it out. It's some good stuff, and there's going to be more to come. I appreciate it, guys.